Alright, we have one more example to do. This one's an application problem involving these systems of nonlinears. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a story problem. I'm going to most likely have two unknowns, and I'm going to come up with two equations with those two unknowns, one of which is not going to be a linear equation. So we have an example of the perimeter of a rectangular rug is 40 feet and the area is 96 square feet. You're to find the dimensions of the rug. Now you could trial and error it, but we don't want to do that. I'm going to kind of draw a diagram here. I'm going to let W be the width. I'm going to let L be the length. And I know that the perimeter is twice the length plus twice the width. So twice the length, 2L, plus twice the width, 2W is going to be the perimeter, which is 40. Okay, there's one equation. That one is linear. And then it says here that the area is 96. Well, the area is found by multiplying the length and the width, and I get 96, and that one is not linear. So this is my system here. I am going to take this top equation, I'm going to divide both sides by 2, and then I'm going to solve for either L or W. It doesn't matter which one. Let's say I solve for L by subtracting W from both sides. Then I'm going to plug this in for L and substitute it into the equation for L, and I'm going to get the quantity 20 minus W times W is equal to 96. Distributing, I get 20W minus W squared is equal to 96. I'm going to subtract 20W and add W squared to both sides. So I'll write this one out since I'm doing two themes here. I'm going to subtract 20W and add W squared to both sides. So I have 96 minus 20W plus W squared. And I end up, all of this cancels out. I just get 0. I'm going to flip-flop the sides and put it in descending order. I have W squared minus 20W plus 96 is equal to 0. So that's my quadratic equation. It's in standard form. With a little luck, it's going to factor. And I'm thinking 8 and 12, most likely. So W minus 8 and W minus 12 is going to give me the minus 20 in the middle and the plus 96 on the end. So I said W minus 8 equal to 0, or W minus 12 is equal to 0. And I get W is equal to 8, or W is equal to 12. Now it looks like I'm going to have two answers, but as you're going to see here in a second, I really only have one set of answers. Because if I take W equaling 8 and go back to here and plug it in, I get L times 8 is equal to 96. Divide by 8, I get L is equal to 12. And if I plug 12 in, I get L times 12 is equal to 96. Divide by 12, I get L is equal to 8. So it kind of depends on which one you call the length and which one you call the width. So it doesn't really matter. It's not two separate answers, because in this case we're looking for the dimensions and we're not looking how many different combinations we can do this. So find the dimensions of the rug. The rug has dimensions. What did I say? 8 and 12. So 12 feet by 8 feet. And that answers the problem right there. Now there are other types of applications, but that's as good as any to see, and you're going to hopefully have a chance to practice a few of these before you get around to taking the test on this chapter. Remember, as always, practice, practice, practice.